Have you ever paused in the middle of your day and realized you've spent the morning waiting for someone else to help you with something small, like ordering a prescription refill or figuring out what's for lunch, and felt a twinge of frustration? You're not alone. After 60, life can throw a few extra curveballs that make us feel less self-sufficient than we once were. But here's the good news. No matter what your age, you can learn new skills that restore your independence and remind you how capable you really are. Think of this as your personal toolkit, a set of 6 life skills that, once you've mastered them, will help you breeze through everyday moments without relying on others. We'll start gently, with skills you can pick up in an afternoon and build from there. Today, let's dive into the first 2, getting comfortable with everyday technology and whipping up simple, nourishing meals in your own kitchen. It might surprise you that technology tops this list, but in our world, knowing a few key tricks with a smartphone or tablet can turn barriers into bridges. Imagine being able to schedule your doctor's appointment online in under a minute, or video chatting with a grandchild who's halfway around the globe as easily as making a phone call. That sense of connection and control lights up your confidence, because you're no longer waiting for someone else to set it all up for you. To get started, pick one device you already own, a smartphone or a tablet, and spend a little time exploring its home screen. Pay attention to the icons for the apps you use most, like calls, messages, or your web browser. If you're not sure where to begin, invite a tech-savvy friend or grandchild to sit with you for half an hour. Have them show you how to tap an icon, swipe between screens, and open an app. Then practice sending a text to a friend. Or searching for today's weather. Each small success will boost your belief that you can learn this. Next, bookmark a couple of websites you'll use often, perhaps your pharmacy's refill page or your local library's catalog, and add them to your home screen for one-tap access. Before long, what once felt intimidating will become second nature. You'll find yourself smiling when you realize you've just handled a task that used to require someone else's help. With technology under your belt, let's turn to the heart of every home, the kitchen. You don't need to be a gourmet chef to create meals that nourish your body and soul. Simple cooking skills give you freedom. Freedom to choose what you eat, control over your nutrition, and the joy of preparing something with your own hands. Start by building a handful of go-to recipes that fit your taste and dietary needs. Pick dishes that use just a few ingredients and basic steps. Think a vegetable omelet, a one-pot soup, or a chicken and rice bake you can toss in the oven and forget for a while. The first time you try a new recipe, read through all the steps before you begin. Gather your ingredients, line up your utensils, and simply follow each instruction one at a time. Another trick is batch cooking. On a day you feel energetic, make a large pot of soup or stew, portion it into containers, and freeze them. Then on evenings when cooking feels like too much effort, you'll have a home-cooked meal waiting in the freezer. That little bit of planning saves time, keeps your kitchen routine simple, and ensures you're eating well without leaning on takeout. As you practice these kitchen basics, you'll notice a growing sense of pride. There's something deeply satisfying about chopping, stirring, and tasting, knowing you've made that meal from scratch. And with each new recipe you master, you're proving to yourself that age is no barrier to learning, and that you can depend on your own skills to keep you healthy and content. Now that you've dipped your toes into the world of modern technology and reclaimed the joy of cooking for yourself, you've laid the groundwork for an independent life. Up next, we'll build on these gains by exploring 2 more life skills that will strengthen your confidence even further and keep you living on your own terms with ease and peace of mind. Have you ever paused mid-morning and realized you've spent the last hour waiting on someone else to help you with a little task? Like ordering your prescription, looking up a recipe, or even figuring out what to watch tonight, and felt a twinge of frustration? I've been there too. After 60, life sometimes seems to hand us extra hurdles we didn't expect. What once felt simple can suddenly feel complicated, and it's easy to question whether you're still as capable as you used to be. But here's the thing. Capability doesn't vanish with age. In fact, with a few key skills under your belt, you can feel more independent, more in control, and more confident than ever before. Imagine waking up tomorrow morning knowing you can handle whatever the day throws at you, without hesitating, without waiting for help, and without that nagging worry that you might not manage on your own. That sense of freedom is exactly what we're aiming for today. I want to share 6 life skills that, when you master them, will give you a renewed sense of self-reliance and pride. These aren't lofty ideals or time-consuming certifications. They're down-to-earth abilities you can pick up in a weekend and build on over time. And trust me, once you've got them, you'll wish you'd learned them years ago. Let's start with the first skill, getting comfortable with everyday technology. Now, I know technology might feel like a fancier word for headache, but think of it this way. Knowing a few tricks on your smartphone or tablet can turn barriers into bridges. It means jumping on a video call with your granddaughter without fumbling for instructions, paying the electric bill online in a couple of taps, or even ordering groceries from the comfort of your armchair. When you're living alone, those little wins add up to a big boost in confidence. Picture this. You wake up, make your morning tea, and with one tap you check your day's schedule, send a quick "good morning" message to a friend, and peek at today's crossword puzzle. That sense of connection and control lights up your spirit because you're no longer waiting for someone else to set it all up for you. So how do you start? Choose one device you already own, a smartphone or a tablet, and spend 10 minutes exploring its home screen. Notice where the calls and messages icons sit. Look for the web browser icon. If you've never done it before, invite a tech-savvy friend or grandchild to spend half an hour showing you how to open an app, scroll through a page and touch the screen to select what you need. Ask them to repeat the same steps a couple of times, then you practice on your own. Celebrate each small success. Maybe it's sending your first emoji or bookmarking your favorite news site. Those tiny victories build momentum. Then, once you've got the basics down, take it a step further. Bookmark 2 or 3 websites you'll use often. Your pharmacy's online refill page, your local bank's login, or a streaming service where you watch old movies you love, and add them to your home screen for one-tap access. Over the course of a week, notice how many times you tap those icons instead of reaching for the phone to call someone. Each tap is a reminder that you're in charge of your own day. Now let's move into the second essential skill, cooking simple, nourishing meals for yourself. For many of us, the kitchen is a place we once moved through with ease, chopping, stirring, tasting. But as life gets busier or our routines shift, it's tempting to reach for takeout or prepackaged dinners. Not only can those options be costly, but they can leave you feeling less in control of what you eat and how you care for yourself. Relearning a handful of basic cooking skills can transform your mealtimes from a moment of inconvenience into a source of pride and well-being. Think back to your favorite home-cooked meal. Maybe it was your mother's stew or a simple omelet you used to whip up before heading out the door. You don't need to recreate a gourmet restaurant kitchen. Start with just 2 or 3 recipes that use basic ingredients, have clear steps, and fit your tastes. Picture a vegetable frittata that bakes in one pan, a pot of lentil soup simmering on the stove, or chicken with roasted vegetables you can prepare in a single baking dish. The first time you try each recipe, give yourself plenty of time. Read through all the steps before you begin. Measure your ingredients, line up your utensils, and then follow the instructions one at a time. There's a quiet satisfaction in that careful, deliberate pace. No rush, no stress. To make life even easier, consider batch cooking. On a day when you're feeling energetic, cook a large pot of your favorite soup or stew. Once it cools, portion it into reusable containers and freeze them. On those evenings when chopping and stirring feels like a chore, you can simply heat up a container in the microwave or on the stove and have a nourishing meal in minutes. That little bit of planning keeps your fridge stocked with home-cooked food, saves money, and cuts down on decision fatigue. Plus, nothing beats the feeling of pulling out a container you made yourself and enjoying the flavors you tuned to your own liking. As you practice these kitchen basics, watch how your confidence grows. Each time you chop an onion or taste your soup for seasoning, you're proving to yourself that age is no barrier to learning new things. There's joy in cracking an egg just right, pride in plating a meal that looks as good as it tastes, and comfort in knowing exactly what ingredients went into your food. And when mealtime arrives, you're not just hungry, you're excited to sit down with something you've created. So, you've dipped your toes into 2 powerful skills: harnessing technology to connect and manage your day, and reclaiming the kitchen as your personal territory of nourishment. These first 2 life skills set the stage for greater independence, and your mind at ease. Imagine coming home after a quick errand and breathing a sigh of relief because your living space feels calm and easy to navigate. That's the magic of thoughtfully organizing your home. Over time, belongings tend to accumulate, and what once was a cozy nest can become cluttered and confusing. When things are scattered, small tasks take longer, you're more likely to trip or misplace items, and your energy drifts toward frustration rather than freedom. Skill 3 is about creating clarity in your everyday surroundings. Start by choosing one area, a countertop, a drawer, or a shelf, and gently sorting through what's there. Ask yourself, do I use this often? Does it bring me joy or serve a purpose? Keep the things that answer yes and find a simple, designated spot for each. If you've still got old magazines piling up, either recycle them or create a small reading basket. But here's the truth. You don't need a finance degree to keep things on track. With a simple system in place, you can handle your money confidently, knowing your bills are paid and your savings are safe. Begin by gathering your regular monthly expenses: rent or mortgage, utilities, insurance, and subscriptions. Write these down in a notebook, on a basic spreadsheet, or even an app on your tablet, whichever feels most comfortable. Next, assign each expense a due date. Then, set up automatic payments for those bills if possible. When you automate what you can, you reduce the chance of accidentally missing a payment and racking up late fees. That peace of mind is priceless. For expenses that can't be automated, create a weekly money check-in. Pick a day, say Friday afternoon, when you look over any pending bills, check your bank balance, and plan for groceries or errands that involve cash. Block out just 15 minutes for this routine. Over time, we'll look at nurturing your personal resilience through small daily habits, and then we'll dive into planning for tomorrow, so that you can face the future with confidence rather than concern. Each of these skills adds another layer of strength to the independent life you're building, and together, they'll help you feel truly capable again. Let's keep going and discover the next tools that will round out your toolkit for life after 60. You're doing beautifully so far, and there's so much more ahead. Picking up where we left off, you've already taken charge of your day by mastering simple tech tricks and reclaiming your kitchen as your domain of nourishment. Those first two skills give you a powerful boost, but independence after 60 is about more than just apps and recipes. Let's build on that foundation with two more life skills that will smooth your daily journey and free you to focus on what truly matters: confidence and peace of mind. Perhaps a drawer divider for your utensils, a small basket for loose papers, or a hook for your keys by the door. If the answer is no, thank it for its service and let it go to a new home. Whether that's recycling, donating, or passing it along to someone who'll use it. When you give every object a home of its own, you free your mind from that nagging worry of, where did I put that? You'll open a drawer and know exactly what you'll find. You'll set down your mail on a designated tray instead of leaving it to pile up. Over the course of a week, you can repeat this 15-minute ritual in a different nook each day, and by the end of it, your home will feel lighter, calmer, and more supportive of the life you want to live. Each time you complete a small organizing project, take a moment to appreciate how much smoother your day runs, and how much more confident you feel when everything falls into place. For the expenses that can't be automated, carve out a short weekly money check-in. Pick a day, perhaps Tuesday morning, and spend 10 to 15 minutes reviewing upcoming payments, checking your account balances, and jotting down any errands that require cash or in-person visits. This habit keeps surprises at bay, and the consistent rhythm soon becomes as natural as watering a plant. You'll find that money matters lose their power to cause anxiety when you face them regularly in small doses rather than letting them build into a looming chore. If you have savings, investments, or retirement accounts, consider scheduling a yearly review with a trusted advisor, a savvy friend, or even a family member who understands money matters. At that meeting, glance over your statements, ask questions about any fees or changes, and make small adjustments if needed. That annual check-in acts like a safety net, nurturing your mental resilience through simple daily habits and thoughtful planning for tomorrow, so you can step into each day with calm assurance. These closing abilities tie everything together, helping you face the future not with worry, but with the quiet confidence that comes from knowing you're prepared and capable. Let's keep going, because you're already doing wonderfully, and the best is yet to come.